Vanessa Bryant recently called out LeBron James. The controversy ignited when LeBron stated he never had a strong bond with Kobe, saying, "Me and Kobe never really connected." Vanessa responded with insights about Kobe that portray LeBron as self-centered and unveil a hidden side of him. I have a complete analysis. Let's explore. Vanessa uncovers the reality surrounding LeBron. She's dishing out some shocking insights about LeBron that are turning everything upside down. It seems the dynamic between LeBron James and Kobe Bryant was more intricate than we realized. What seemed like a straightforward mentorship evolved into a profound mutual admiration between these two legendary players. As we delve deeper into this meticulously crafted story, a contrasting image surfaces. This one unveils the intricate interplay of pride, rivalry, and the harsh truths of professional athletics. LeBron James has openly discussed his connection with Kobe Bryant, noting that their bond didn't truly develop until they competed together on the U.S. Olympic basketball teams in 2008 and 2012. This revelation alone should prompt us to reevaluate our perceptions of their relationship, yet it's merely the beginning. Interestingly, aside from our shared late great coach, I never had a significant relationship with Kobe either. Before joining the Olympic team, our bond was strong, yet it was filled with competition. That dynamic shifted when I became a Laker. For many years, LeBron had portrayed himself as Kobe's natural successor, the one destined to carry on the Mamba mentality. However, the reality was much more intricate. The rivalry between these two legends extended beyond the court. It was intimate, profoundly rooted, and would eventually manifest in ways that could astonish even the staunchest NBA enthusiasts. The initial fissure in the image emerged during the Olympic years when both athletes had to share space on Team USA. To the outside world, they exhibited unity and teamwork, yet insiders observed a starkly contrasting reality. Throughout their NBA journeys, their relationship was fiercely competitive, defined by their superstar status on rival coasts. LeBron lighting up the East in Cleveland and Miami, while Kobe dominated the West. It wasn't merely a matter of geographic competition that divided them. Beneath the surface, a more profound divergence existed, rooted in their approaches to the game and its very essence, creating a near-impossible gap between them. Kobe symbolized the traditionalist, the athlete devoted to a single franchise, epitomizing the relentless pursuit of victory that characterized basketball superiority for years. Conversely, LeBron embodied a modern phase, where athletes wielded agency over their paths, and the formation of super teams became not just permissible, but the norm. This ideological rift would reveal itself through numerous nuanced expressions across their careers. Previous collaborators and onlookers started picking up on the strain. The dynamics of dialogue would alter whenever both athletes shared the space, the meticulous dance of their social exchanges appearing almost overly refined, as if scripted. So I find myself alongside Kobe, discussing our upcoming match. Suddenly, LeBron snatches the ball away and is off on the fast break. Clearly, LeBron draws the attention of LeBron. It's fascinating to witness as onlookers wonder what his next move will be. I recall Kobe turning away and engaging me in conversation about something unrelated, intentionally ignoring the scene unfolding. This candid statement from Joakim Noah encapsulates the deep-seated rivalry between these two icons. In that instant, Kobe Bryant, known for his fierce competitiveness, was literally dismissing LeBron James during a spectacular athletic showcase. This went beyond mere disrespect. It was a calculated rejection, a form of psychological manipulation that revealed deep truths about their dynamic. The rivalry between them transcended not just games or seasons, but also their quest for the same legendary status, a shared spot in the annals of basketball lore. As prominent figures on opposite ends of the country, their competition was intensified by the lost chance to meet in the 2009 NBA Finals, a matchup thwarted when LeBron's Cavaliers fell to the Orlando Magic. LeBron later recognized this lost opportunity, a regret that lingered with him for a long time. He remarked, "I faced off once in 2009 and fell short against Orlando, missing the chance to meet him in the finals." This transcendently went beyond basketball. It was about establishing who was the ultimate player of their era, a mystery that would linger due to factors outside their reach. Yet, perhaps the most significant element of their connection emerged when they were compelled to join forces as teammates on the Lakers. LeBron observed that their relationship grew considerably after two pivotal moments. Kobe's departure from the game in 2016 paired with LeBron's switch to the Lakers in 2018 marks a significant moment. Their bond strengthened once Kobe stepped away from the court, eliminating any rivalry over their legacies. LeBron reminisced about Bryant's generous greeting, stating that their friendship blossomed post his retirement, saying, "Until I joined the Lakers and he hung up his jersey, that's when our connection truly flourished. He embraced me and said, 'Bro, whatever you need in LA, I'm here for you. You're part of the Lakers now. You're one of us.'" Our discussions would be numerous. The fact that their bond thrived only once the rivalry concluded brings forth troubling inquiries regarding the dynamics of relationships in professional sports. How many connections and guidance we observe in the NBA are authentic, and how many are mere obligations? How frequently do we confuse public image with true companionship? On February 24th, 2020, the world anticipated a day filled with unity, reflection, and celebration of one of the all-time basketball greats. The memorial for Kobe and Gianna Bryant at Staples Center aimed to unite the basketball community in an extraordinary way, honoring a man whose impact spanned far beyond the court. This tribute featured an array of stars, with emotional speeches from icons like Michael Jordan, Shaquille O'Neal, and the unforgettable words of Vanessa Bryant. Her poignant eulogy drew in viewers globally, revealing a deep strength combined with heartfelt vulnerability. Yet, as the cameras swept over the sea of celebrities, former teammates, and NBA legends, the noticeable absence of the league's top active player became increasingly apparent. Rumors implying that Vanessa Bryant prevented LeBron from attending or speaking at the event primarily originated from social media, especially on X, and are not supported by reliable sources or direct accounts. Nevertheless, this speculation reveals a narrative of the long-standing tensions that have been simmering for years, which finally emerged following the tragedy. The initial murmurs started soon after the memorial ended. Social media buzzed with inquiries about LeBron's location, with both fans and analysts highlighting his notable absence from the televised ceremony. The ongoing speculation became so intense that several media outlets had to confront the situation head-on. "Motionary, I'm a mess like anyone else. Just another kid. They're all fine." When LeBron was finally questioned about his participation in the Lakers practice the next day, his reply was revealing. "I appreciate your inquiry. Absolutely. It's a deeply emotional experience. A challenging day for me and my family. For all those affected." This vague response conveyed a lot for an athlete known for his openness and accessibility, having shaped his reputation on straightforwardness. Such ambiguity was unusual for him, hinting at deeper issues that remained unspoken. The mounting media focus on LeBron's possible absence morphed into its own narrative. Various accounts from 2020 suggested LeBron James probably attended the memorial, despite not appearing on screen. Certain reports indicated he asked to stay out of the spotlight to mourn in solitude. Matters grew more intricate as influential media personalities began to comment. Claims from lead producer Renato Basile, who dismissed the off-camera assertion as nonsense. Tory's inquiry unearthed issues far beyond mere attendance at a tribute service. It hinted at a systematic approach to shape narratives, manipulate information, and portray a version of events possibly disconnected from the truth. The consequences were profound. If such narrative management could occur regarding a delicate event like a memorial service, what other stories within the NBA were being meticulously crafted and monitored? The narrative of their growing camaraderie and mutual admiration faced increasing scrutiny from those who had observed their exchanges up close. The disparity between the public image of their relationship and the truth known by those nearest to the two players could no longer be overlooked. We should examine some of the real conflicts and sincere critiques that have surfaced around LeBron lately. The relentless disputes and backlash. In 2025, LeBron James sparked intense criticism after voicing his concerns about the NBA's fixation on championship rings during an episode of his Mind the Game podcast alongside Steve Nash. His remarks regarding the exaggerated significance of ring culture in assessing basketball players seemed out of touch, especially considering his own career path. A championship ring represents a collective achievement. I'm not sure how this notion originated. It's quite an intricate discussion, particularly regarding individual contributions. I'm puzzled as to why I'm often the center of attention in our sport. Consider, for example, names like Allen Iverson, Charles Barkley, and Steve Nash. They were phenomenal players too. The response was immediate and harsh, as detractors highlighted LeBron's personal career choices as proof of his double standards. At the forefront was Paul Pierce, who candidly expressed his views on LeBron's inconsistent position. There needs to be a bar to uphold. And what motivates us in this sport? Is it the glory? Is it the wealth? Because as children, our goal is simply to succeed. Your ambitions are consistently evaluated based on your desires. That's the nature of sports. I recall when LeBron departed Cleveland in pursuit of championships in Miami. Pierce's remarks hit hard, addressing what many perceive as LeBron's core inconsistency. He contended that LeBron's 2010 decision to join Miami, along with his later transition to the Lakers, were all fueled by the quest for titles, rendering his present criticism of ring culture somewhat insincere. Few media figures dismantled LeBron's ring culture stance as thoroughly as Stephen A. Smith from ESPN. His reply was ardent yet systematic, targeting the contradictions in LeBron's argument. Smith labeled LeBron's rejection of ring culture as absurd, emphasizing that LeBron's behavior undermines his viewpoint. He highlighted the 2010 decision when LeBron left Cleveland for Miami to team up with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh, questioning if championships held little significance. Why was there such great relief in finally securing one? Why make the move to Miami at all? If it was insignificant or not important, then why did you feel such a sense of relief when you finally secured one? What prompted you to leave Cleveland for Miami to team up with Chris Bosh and Dwayne Wade to chase a title? Why return to Cleveland after that? Smith's critique went deeper than merely highlighting inconsistencies. He contended that LeBron's career story, starting from the decision through his Cleveland return and onward to Los Angeles, was primarily motivated by the quest for championships and a legacy associated with winning titles. The ESPN commentator pointed out LeBron's inaccuracies, highlighting his claim that Peyton Manning secured just one Super Bowl title, when in truth he is two. This misstep affects LeBron's credibility in discussions about greatness across different sports. In a twist, Charles Barkley, whom LeBron cited as a victim of the ring culture, provided a more nuanced take that actually weakened LeBron's position. Although Barkley stands to gain from downplaying championships, he openly recognized how greatness is normally assessed. In my case, the rules apply differently. I'm in the Hall of Fame, but I reside in a separate area than those who captured a championship. Look, I'm not in the Hall of Fame. I get that, I really do. But listen, Jack, I get it. I grasp the guidelines. Just like Charles the Great, Carmelane's great, and Pratty Young's great, they're not sharing the spotlight with Magic, Bird, LeBron, and Kobe. There are different tiers to this game. Barkley's straightforward evaluation was in stark opposition to LeBron's storyline. This Hall of Famer, who never tasted championship glory, openly recognized that greatness exists in tiers, emphasizing the significance of titles in assessing those tiers. By acknowledging these guidelines, Barkley made LeBron's grievances appear less about principle and more about personal interest. Kendra Perkins delivered one of the sharpest critiques. Perkins, who played alongside LeBron in Cleveland and now analyzes for ESPN, contended that LeBron's dismissal of the ring-centered mentality would infuriate Kobe Bryant, implying that LeBron's viewpoint undermines the championship-first ethos of players like Bryant, who valued titles above all. ESPN's Brian Windhorst, a journalist who has chronicled LeBron since high school, offered a nuanced yet critical perspective on LeBron's remarks about ring culture. Windhorst concurred that titles shouldn't solely define an athlete's legacy, but he pointed out that LeBron has played a significant role in perpetuating this ring obsession by creating super teams, beginning with his departure to Miami in 2010. Windhorst's insights carried weight, given his close familiarity with LeBron's journey, emphasizing that LeBron initiated shift in the narrative by teaming up with other stars, rendering his current critique of ring culture somewhat contradictory. This viewpoint underscored a vital argument raised by numerous critics. LeBron wasn't merely a spectator in the realm of ring culture. Rather, he played a key role as one of its main creators in contemporary times. His choice to sign with Miami, the establishment of the Big Three, and the emergence of the super team phenomenon all contributed to the very culture he now chose to critique. The backlash against LeBron's remarks on ring culture transcended individual figures, tapping into a larger media discourse surrounding his legacy and his propensity to redefine narratives to suit his narrative. An article from Outkick claimed that LeBron's statements reveal his discontent with being compared to Michael Jordan's perfect finals record. Asserting this serves as a clear indication of LeBron's deep-seated insecurity regarding his legacy in relation to Jordan. LeBron's remarks about ring culture stirred significant debate, largely due to their timing. At the age of 40 and with 4 championships secured, yet seemingly unable to surpass Michael Jordan's 6 titles, many critics perceive these comments as a strategy to reshape the greatest of all-time debate to benefit him. This backlash implied that LeBron was shifting the criteria after dedicating his career to chasing championships and making decisions centered on title prospects. He now claimed that championships shouldn't be the foremost gauge of greatness, leading some to view his statements as less about principle and more as efforts to safeguard his legacy. The irony of LeBron referencing Charles Barkley as a prime example of a great player overshadowed by ring culture did not escape critics, particularly considering their past. The conflict they had in 2017, initially sparked by basketball critiques, but evolving into a personal clash, is essential for grasping each man's views on legacy and critique. To be clear, I fully support LeBron's comments. There may be inaccuracies, yet much of what he said holds validity. I made my share of foolish choices throughout my life. However, throughout my 16 years in this profession, I have never spoken personally about anyone, and I won't start now. My evaluations of players or remarks about any team are focused solely on basketball. Barkley's composed reaction to LeBron's personal jabs in 2017 stood in stark contrast to his candid evaluation of the championship hierarchy in 2025, indicating that his views on ring culture stemmed from wisdom and acceptance rather than resentment. The controversy surrounding ring culture unveiled a trend that critics have been highlighting for years. They noted LeBron's inclination to proactively safeguard his legacy by altering the debate's parameters, whether it involved diminishing the significance of championships, stressing longevity, or focusing on various statistical milestones. Critics contended that LeBron consistently endeavored to craft narratives that favored him. This pattern developed throughout his career, from initial comparisons to Michael Jordan to his current focus on being the all-time scoring leader. The remarks on ring culture were arguably the most overt effort to redefine greatness in basketball, conveniently aligning with the enhancement of his own legacy evaluation. The response to these remarks highlighted the deep feelings within the basketball realm, encompassing former players, media figures, and fans alike, who perceive this latest narrative shift as excessive, especially in light of LeBron's contributions to the very culture he now critiques. The case involving Bronny and contemporary issues. Few subjects in recent times have sparked as much backlash against LeBron James as his approach towards his son Bronny's NBA aspirations. A once touching vision of a father wanting to share the court with his son has morphed into a heated debate surrounding favoritism, entitlement, and the ethics of professional basketball. The pinnacle of this criticism came when ESPN's Stephen A. Smith delivered a passionate denunciation of LeBron like never before. During a segment on ESPN's First Take, Smith earnestly urged LeBron to cease supporting Bronny's path in the NBA, delivering a heartfelt plea that transcended ordinary sports discussions. "I am genuinely striving to show the utmost respect for LeBron James. From one father to another, I implore you, please put an end to this." It's widely recognized that Bronny James is in the NBA largely due to his father's legacy. Smith's remarks went beyond mere analysis. They aimed straight at LeBron's role as a parent and his choices. The ESPN commentator maintained that Bronny's entry into the league stemmed more from LeBron's clout than from Bronny's own achievements, implying that LeBron advocating for his son's place in the NBA was subjecting him to excessive pressure. The evaluation of Bronny's preparedness for the NBA was grounded in reason, not sentiment or prejudice. Hard data underscored a troubling narrative. Colin Cowherd delivered a candid evaluation of Bronny's chances in the NBA, dissecting the numbers with refreshing frankness. In the league, one must act as if Bronny is an NBA talent to avoid ruffling the King's feathers. He possesses a cheerful playing style, earning him a spot with the Lakers, eager to utilize him. However, let's not forget he's a 6'2" guard lacking point guard skills. At that height, he's vulnerable on defense and has yet to register any points after 38 minutes of play. These statistics painted an undeniable picture. Bronny's unremarkable college performance at USC, with averages of 4.8 points, 2.8 rebounds, and 2.1 assists per contest, raised concerns about his readiness for the NBA. Critics seized upon this to suggest that the Lakers' choice to draft him was unconventional given his limited experience. Former NBA All-Star Gilbert Arenas added another layer of scrutiny, highlighting the preferential treatment Bronny seemed to receive, specifically in relation to his G League assignment with the South Bay Lakers. Arenas took issue with the Lakers' initial decision to restrict Bronny to home games only, Riley commenting on how this seemingly privileged treatment could be attributed to his father's stature. Arenas' critique underscored a crucial point in the debate. The issue wasn't solely whether Bronny was fit for the NBA. It also revolved around the preferential treatment he received, which was unavailable to other G League athletes. His special schedule, which exempted him from the exhausting travel and lifestyle challenges faced by fellow developmental players, epitomized the advantages linked to being LeBron's son. Additionally, concerns raised by anonymous NBA executives and scouts may have been particularly damaging to LeBron's management of the affair. An ESPN report revealed that many insiders viewed Bronny as unprepared for the NBA, noting that the Lakers' environment posed significant challenges for his success due to the high expectations and scrutiny stemming from his father's illustrious legacy. Critiques emerging from the NBA circles carried considerable weight, especially as they originated from experts accustomed to assessing player potential. The findings raised alarms about Bronny's position on the Lakers and the unconventional 4-year contract worth $7.9 million he secured, igniting claims of favoritism. Sally Jenkins of the Washington Post delivered a notably profound and scathing evaluation of the Bronny affair. In her editorial, Jenkins characterized Bronny's entry into the league as a scripted performance rather than an authentic sporting achievement, asserting that he lacks the innate talent for the game that his father possesses. This opportunity was bestowed upon him through his father's influence. Jenkins' critique extended beyond just basketball insights, delving into the wider consequences of LeBron's choices. She argued that LeBron's aspiration to play alongside his son created excessive expectations for Bronny, whom she believed was positioned for failure in a league that normally values merit. Her analogy with other father-son pairs, like the Griffeys in baseball, was notably sharp, highlighting that both Ken Griffey Sr. and Jr. were stars, while Bronny's abilities were still developing. Former NBA player Kwame Brown delivered some of the most vivid and candid commentary regarding the Bronny scenario. I'm curious about Bill's perspective and what those others will now express. Is that really what we're doing? ESPN puts this kid in the spotlight for just one shot, and then they're baffled by the backlash on YouTube. It's not hatred, it's absurdity, it's madness, and it doesn't add up. You expect me to celebrate one black man solely because of his race, while his father does the same, presenting a viewpoint that many agree to be excessive and unfair to other athletes. The Bronny debate showcased what critics perceived as a larger trend in LeBron's style of shaping narratives and managing expectations. LeBron's altercation with Stephen A. Smith right by the court during a Lakers game against the Knicks, where he told Smith to back off Bronny, underscored his sensitivity to critiques regarding his family. This moment was particularly telling, as it highlighted LeBron's readiness to leverage his fame to silence detractors, even members of the media who had typically backed him during his career. The incident heightened the belief that LeBron sought special privileges concerning his family, irrespective of the valid concerns regarding his son's preparedness for the NBA. Even trivial events linked to Bronny became focal points of critique aimed at LeBron's management of the scenario. Kendra Perkins took aim at LeBron's strategy for the 2025 NBA All-Star Weekend, where complications surrounding LeBron's involvement surfaced. This critique highlighted how LeBron's choices pertaining to his family and professional endeavors were under an extraordinary level of scrutiny. Each choice, regardless of its size, was analyzed through the prism of his strategy in safeguarding his legacy and the careers of his family. Although there was considerable backlash regarding the Bronny affair, LeBron found supporters who claimed his motives were justifiable from a paternal standpoint. Ex-Lakers player Matt Barnes came to the duo's defense, highlighting the rare chance for them to play side by side and the deep emotional weight it carried for LeBron. Dwayne Wade, a close confidant and former teammate of LeBron, also expressed his support, mentioning he would have made the same decision for his son Zaire, given the same stature. Wade maintained that the scrutiny Bronny receives is fueled more by media sensationalism and clicks than by an accurate appraisal. Nonetheless, these justifications unintentionally supported the main accusation that Bronny's prospects stemmed more from his father's prowess than from his personal achievements. The objection transcended basketball. It touched on issues of ethics, equity, and the authenticity of professional sports. Detractors contended that by leveraging his standing to elevate his son's path beyond what was warranted by talent, LeBron was compromising the core values of competitive integrity that had propelled his own stellar career. Enjoy this clip, and tap the card on your screen for further content.